Yes.
So you feel very sad because you feel not validated, that as a person that somebody hit you when you were walking.
Walking
And
home
how
from
old were you?
um I was I was in my 30s.
So we call it like
It was
completion workshop.
2006. Mhm.
So I want you to recite it from that girl's time, like meaning like how old were you that time?
Um, I believe I was about 35,
So tell me
30.
how your day was, what you were doing,
I
how.
was finishing my 3 to 11 shift. I was working with Alzheimer's and dementia elderly at the Glen Memorial Hospital in Haverhill. And I was just a block away from my house. And all of a sudden, this truck came up from behind and walking forward. And I was on the sidewalk going to take a corner to go into my street, to go onto my street. And that's the last
That's
thing I
all you
know. That's
remember.
all I remember.
And then you remembered afterwards you heard a story that two
Um,
people came
After I woke up 6 months later,
6 months
last
later.
funeral Spalding.
And then they told you, like, two ladies found you.
Two young girls found me laying on the side of the street, pinned up against the church fence, and that's where they found me in a puddle.
And
I was,
how old was your son that time?
He was in his teens. He was old enough to know what happened to me.
And then your mom,
My mom was in her 50s, late 50s.
and she nursed you back to
Nursed me
health,
back.
and she
My
eventually
dad,
went on 2020, you said, and spoke about you.
yes, she went on 2020. Channel 7 News investigated the whole story. They went on for weeks about this, and even Channel 25 News did a
So
story
at some
about that.
point, this story became very painful inside you because you didn't feel you have a closure on it,
I
right?
don't have a closure
And
on it.
at what point you were thinking you don't have a closure? Like, when was it? So 35 years of age this happened.
Yeah, and at the time,
When you woke up,
when I woke
what
up
were you
from the
feeling?
coma, I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what happened to me. I didn't have no intellection of what happened. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't talk. I couldn't move. I had to do everything over like a baby. Like I had to
How
be
long?
taught.
How long did it take
It
you?
took me about a year,
1 year.
9 months.
And so initial feelings were you were grateful to be alive,
I'm very grateful. Yeah.
but
There's a
at some
reason.
point the pain kicked in. And what time the pain kicked in?
I would say when I started really, when I went home, about a year later after coming off all medications, which
It hit
I
you.
never had a problem. I never picked up a pain pill before in my life. My thing was I grew up on Tylenol, Motrin. That's what you take. I didn't have that addiction cycle in me, and this is what I couldn't understand. Like my family was saying to me, "I want my daughter back." Like
And so along with the truck, you felt you lost your dignity. Is that a correct statement to me?
everything, yes.
So for you,
He
you
took.
have a.
He like I fight.
Why do you say he? Do you
Violated.
think
I believe
it's
it was a he, because I think for a woman, I think she would have come forward or guilt or something because women are more wholesome. They just, I think she would have come forward if it was a female. But who knows nowadays? We don't know this. But
so
I feel
so
that
you
it's a
don't have a
male.
closure because you feel violated as a person. You feel you were treated improperly, and
I
then
think I feel like we all make mistakes in life and we learn from our mistakes. It could happen to anybody. Anybody could get behind the wheel and leave a restaurant and had a few drinks. Anything could have happened. I'm just saying for me or for anybody in my situation or say it's got or say like somebody did get her no matter what the situation is.
how old are you
They
now?
should come forward. I am 46. I just turned 46.
So,
And I'm
so
still
I'm
working
gonna
with it.
see, the thing is, by holding that view, you're putting yourself in a powerless space. You can either be a victim or you can have a power of choice. I went through a very tough relationship. Okay?
Yeah.
That's why I wrote a book called Boring Way to Be Happy, the Dysfunctional Family. Like, that's my
Yeah.
cover of that book where my son drew. I went to a motel, I became homeless one night
Yeah.
and stuff. But I'm not
Right.
I'm not making it little of what you have. But what I'm saying is, I'm going to give you another way to look at the same thing. But let's come back to the space. By holding your view, you were dragged on that night and pinned on the fence, 35 years of age, and you're putting yourself in that fence for 10 years,
Yes.
11 years. Is that time served, or do you want to be in that fence forever? That's my one question. The second question is, right, I'm going to tell you a story. This is not at all connected with you. There were two monks who were walking.
Yeah.
These are Zen monks, and they were going through the woods, and then they had to cross over a body of water. And they were just in the process of crossing over. There was a girl who comes running, and she says, "I don't know swimming. Can you help me cross over?" So the head monk says, "Okay, climb on my back." So he carries her, then he swims to the other side, and he drops her, and they move along. And hour or so passes by, and the younger monk, he couldn't believe, and he's still in shock. And finally, he says he couldn't hold it anymore. He says to it, the sponsor or whatever it is, the title of the other monk, "I cannot believe you did that. You let because these are monastery, people who have taken celibacy, that you let this girl be carried in your shoulder." So the other monk replies, "Looks like you're carrying her still. I let her go an hour ago." And he keeps walking. What you are doing is keeping yourself in a powerless mode. But the problem is you're not living your life, right? So by doing it that way, it engages you to be sick. And to be a proper mentor for you, if I let you engage that way, it's going to hurt you more. But that doesn't mean it's not your story. That's why the story came on 2020 and stuff. So what the other person did in the driveway, you don't know. They must have had a horrible death. Who knows? They must have agonized over and were murdered on the way. Who knows, right? So let them write their story. But you have been given a privilege of rewriting your story today. You can drop that girl who's still hanging in the fence, rescue her back, bring her back to your life. So you give her home in your heart and grow her again.
Right.
Or you can keep hanging out there, but either way, I'm going to support you. But I feel first grow yourself and then write your story. We will actually write it together. Like how I said, we are going to do the workshop. We're going to say this, what the law guy said, what's the outlaw guy said. So which is your trial, we're going to write. And then moral, what is the truth you learned about yourself and what is not fair about this. So we'll write all four pieces, journal it, and add to the story when you share it with others during the micro shelter project. You build your own space where you can bring yourself home, and then you can process it. Right now, you don't need to process it. Just relive it. Keep telling that story until it is not hurting you anymore. Even though there is a tear that comes through your heart, that's because you're paying emotional currency. You're still paying currency again and again. And I feel I don't want to take that cash. I don't want the tears. I would rather see the happy smile. So I would rather you live 46-year-old life than mourning the 35-year-old who's still in coma. I don't want her in my life, but I would rather have you. So what I'm saying is you raised your son. So what was good about that turning point in your life? What was bad about it? We can process it, what you got, what you lost. For me, I grew up very poor. And I blamed my dad for poverty. I felt, even though it doesn't logically make sense, I felt, how dare he, be poor? How dare he raise me poor? It didn't make sense. But then I felt at one point, I'm going to be a poor man's daughter, whether I like it or not. He's happy. He says, "Hey, my parents never gave me education." And he says, "Look at you. I put you through college, and you are good. In my book, I'm good."
Right.
He says, "I'm in debt, but I'm super happy." I know. And here I am, like, saying, "Oh my God, I cannot even eat this delicious meal without thinking, like, my dad must be suffering." And, like, so I feel guilty each time I do something. I'm saying, can we snap out of that? Like yesterday we went, it's so crazy. Yesterday, my two girlfriends, we went to dinner together.
Yeah.
We ordered a very nice burgers and stuff. My friend, she didn't finish her plate. So I in the end, right, like but this is the way the crazy brain works. I was saying to her, "Hey, I'm gonna pack your lunch too." She says, "You know what? I'm refusing for you to do this. She says, it's not good for you, and you don't need to think that way." So I need people like that to correct my behavior, even though, like, it doesn't make sense. But I'm so used to eating off other people's plate, like I feel it's not like a loss of dignity for me. I'm still in that beggar's place, So I need to grow that goal. But I'm super happy. Even if I had packed that one, I would be happy. So I decided to honor, because my dad used to pawn every gold jewel my mom had. I said, you know what? I'm going to never wear gold. I only wear glass.
Yeah.
I wear my own jewelry I make. And I find that heals me more than wearing a gold, which my
Because
I feel it's not about jewelry. It's like honoring the space of pain, but at the same time, not be stuck there. So one thing we can do is like figure out how to honor that space, because we need to bury that space. We need to like really give it rest. Because that's what you haven't done. You're dragging her again and again and again into this fight. And this ring I made, literally, I went to Carolina, South Hilton. It's called Hilton Head in South Carolina. They have these called strand feeding dolphins. My mother-in-law says her wish is for me to be a dolphin, so I'll have more fun, because she sees me like a busy beaver. So these are like dolphins that swim a long time, and they come and beach themselves on the shore.
Yeah.
They flap their tail, and the fish come over, so they have breakfast in bed. And then they have like these penny machines, where you put in 2 quarters and you put you to make a penny memory. So I made my mold from that, and it's my wave ring.
I like that.
So I created one side, it says "good for a hug."
Yeah.
And this is a prayer. In Tibetan system, they believe prayer cannot be said. It's a feeling you create of compassion. And you just, by wearing it, you wave that energy around. So it surrounds you with that good energy. And dolphin. So it became my symbol for giving it that space to rest for that poor man's daughter. But also it comes from that space where if somebody makes fun of me, I'm okay.
You're okay, right?
Somebody in my family member, they said, you need an extreme makeover, because you you look. I mean, I'm sure it's equivalent to being called ugly, but I'm saying, if I'm ugly, whose problem it is? You have to look at me. Thank God,
it's problem.
Because they have to look.
Right.
Me, I'm super cool.
Yeah,
I'm
cool.
like saying, oh my God, like, it must be very terrible for you. I'm sorry, but I'm good.
You're good. And you're not ugly either.
You know what? Actually, it doesn't even bother me, because what is ugly and beauty
but that's how
is,
people are.
it doesn't bother me. See, the thing is, that's because you have to go to that space. I feel, thank God, nobody needs to pick on me, or nobody needs to pick me up, Like, actually, the funny thing that happened was, sometimes, like, when I color my hair and stuff, people don't recognize me. I was in a R&B. This guy yells, he says, "Dr. Brown, you look like Dr. Brown." I'm sorry. I said, first of all, don't yell in R&B. I said, if I'm paying a ticket, you're going to embarrass me in front of everybody, right? And then he says, "Oh my God, your hair is different, but you look awfully like her." I said, "By the way, yesterday I dyed my hair." I said, "I go red sometimes." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't matter. I feel I've grown another level, so it doesn't bother me. Did you watch the movie Guardians of the Galaxy?
No.
So there is that girl. It looks like a slug or a snail. She has like this empathy, and the other guy calls her ugly,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like that, you know.
No.
I have this googly eyes
No.
with this antenna or whatever it is. But what I'm saying is, you can be anything you want to be. You've been given a new future.
Right.
You just have to rewrite your story, and we're going to work on your story. Okay.
Thank you.
So
I would like
that's
that. I
what
need
you
to
need.
do that.
Okay. And then let's figure out, like, about the moral of the story afterwards, like, why it happened. Sometimes we don't even understand. Actually, I grew up in India. This guy comes all the way from Canada, and they did arranged marriage for me for 1 week. He stayed there, and he left me, and that's it. That became my life story. To find him, I became my own detective, and I came all the way. Had it not happened, I would have never left India because I loved India. I never would have left. But had I not done that, I wouldn't have met my new beautiful family. It's like I got the coin, like how George Clooney's movie, coin she gets like for future.
Yeah.
And she refuses it. So I got a coin of poverty, and I refused to accept that what is it called? That end of the story. That ending.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose to rewrite my future. So you have a new future. And you can begin your future at 46 years of age. But if you want to be stuck, I will support you too. But I feel the whole life is about living. Jesus never said, I'll give you life so you'll be miserable every day. Wake up and cry forever.
Right.
He never said that, right? The same way, you need to wake up. It's time to wake up.
I understand, I know.
Have you heard the song Grim Grinning Ghosts Come to Disneyland? In Grim Grinning Ghost. It's a very nice song. In the end, the kids will say, Danielle, wake up, Danielle.
I see my